As if the esports space somehow could not get worse, we have the Valorant drama continuing, guys. We have another story coming tomorrow. This one a follow-up on the Guard, the Valorant drama in the franchise league, where apparently the Guard did not accept the team partnership agreement and will not be going into VCT after winning the Ascension League or VCT Challengers previously this year. We now have responses from the Guard as well as Riot, the head of global esports over there, that being Leo. And let me tell you, this gets extremely heated. A lot of vast opinions on this. If you guys want the TLDR on the situation, our video is out yesterday. But this is going to get spicy. But just want to quickly thank all of you guys, as today we announced our first official sponsor for the channel, that being Thunderpick. We are teaming up with them for esports betting on games like that of Valorant. They will continue to be in the top line of the description. But also, guys, please bet responsibly, 18 plus only. And more importantly, let's get into the real heat of it. As the Guard did finally respond, but not with what people wanted, saying to our fans and the community, as announced by Riot, the Guard will not compete as a guest team in the Valorant Champions Tour partnership program for the 2024 season. We are disappointed to arrive at this outcome unexpectedly, but moving forward, we are committed to supporting our competitive team in their transition as they look for new opportunities. Our players have represented the Guard with pride for the past 2 years, working tirelessly to earn their championship title. We are confident they will do the same for whichever team they join next. We want to express our gratitude to the players, staff, and community members for their contributions to our time in Valorant. Thank you for supporting us through it all. A post which, by the way, does not answer any of the questions people had. Although we have people like Hunter, my partner in all of this, saying that he has heard some things about the Guard and what they were offered to be in the VCT not being the same as other VCT teams. There were so many people asking the question, what were the guidelines of the team partnership agreement, why the Guard would not agree to be in the franchise league of Valorant? Obviously, it was not financially viable, or there's something else going on, to which Hunter says that he apparently heard that the offerings to those guest slot teams who win through Ascension League or Challengers were not the same perks that the franchise teams get. A little bit of this is clarified later on by Leo himself, but the giant question is, the Guard, why are you not signing into VCT, and why can you not tell us more about this roster? We then have the head of global from Riot and for Valorant responding, and here is where it gets, like I said before, here's the juice. As Leo said, hey everyone, the situation is very unfortunate and none of us wanted this outcome. We designed Ascension League hoping to see new teams and players join our international leagues every year, and it's disheartening to see this happening in year one. That said, I want to share some of the details that led us here. Teams competing in Challengers knew what they were playing for since the start of the season. Every team that qualified for Ascension signed the team participation agreement prior to the start of the tournament, and signatures were held in escrow. Immediately after the conclusion of Ascension, we started the onboarding process with the 3 winning teams across those regions, expecting them to release their signature from escrow to finalize their promotion to the international leagues. Unfortunately, this was never completed by the Guard, and after 2 months and several follow-ups, we had to make a very difficult decision in order to not compromise the start of the season next year. And so the question is, what did they sign ahead of time, and then what were they maybe told before the VCT process was finalized of, okay, here's your stipend, here's what you have compared to franchise teams. What was the Guard told where they had that signature apparently being held and they didn't want to finalize it? That is the communication. We may never know those details, because clearly they signed this agreement beforehand and then afterwards apparently weren't communicating, which according to what Hunter has heard, that's not fully true either. There was communication, but well, we may never know those details. It continues. We want great organizations to partake in our sport and therefore hold every candidate to high standards. Team structure and professionalism are what allow VCT to provide amazing career opportunities for pros and the development and growth of the sport we all love. We hold that bar high, both for partner teams and ascended teams, and also offer them the same exact benefits. The only exception being a team-branded gun skin, which is only available for partner teams. Those benefits include a base stipend, financial incentives, prize pools, revenue share of the Champions Collection, and team-specific bundles. To address the particular situation, we considered 3 different options: allow these 5 players to be picked up by a new org, promote the Ascension runner-up, or not promote any team. Here's the context and why we chose the latter. So the real question when it comes to those benefits, right off the bat, it's not the same exact, because the franchise teams get a gun buddy and the new guest slot teams, they don't get a gun buddy because they're not an officially franchised or partnered team. Beyond that, though, when you look at, apparently they all get a base stipend and financial incentives, a split of the champs bundle, and of course their own bundle, whatever it might be. The question not asked, though, is what is given to these teams in terms of the amount of a stipend. Is every team, whether a guest slot or a partnered team, are they all given the same stipend to spend? And what are the financial incentives? If you are the guard, here's the theory crafting, right? If you're the guard and you all of a sudden get into VCT, you have to house that roster and staff members and pay their salaries and franchise fees. And then on top of that, these financial incentives, what does it take to get to them? If that is a content schedule like vlogs and stream setups and IRL events or watch parties or whatever it might be, content that you can't actually have the staff members to provide, if it's going to cost you more to staff to actually get that content to unlock the financial incentives than the financial incentives are rewarding, that is why I'm so curious, because if every team gets a stipend and financial incentives, clearly the guards saw this and did not see it as financially rewarding enough to actually say yes. That's where I feel like there's way more that's not being said. Here is where it gets super interesting, though. As I previously said, there were 3 options. Allow those 5 players to find a new organization, have M80 as the runner-up, actually take their spot instead, or not promote a team at all. And somehow they chose the last option. I don't know how. With the way our Path to Pro is designed, it's fair to assume that a free agent team might eventually get the challengers and even win Ascension. We want to see 5 friends and dream making it all the way to the top, and we are prepared for the occasion. In case a free agent team makes it in an international league, the players would have the opportunity to find an organization that would support them in the international league. This particular situation is different since the team played through Challengers and Ascension under the Guard banner and became free agents after the fact. Allowing an acquisition by a different org now opens the door for slots in VCT to be sold, which we do not allow. I feel like this is a unique situation enough. They did not become free agents. Their org pretty much went financially insolvent and decided to release the players and not agree to what you said for VCT franchising. This is not a very common instance that I think we may ever see again when it comes to Valorant franchising. So it's like you say you have the dream of having 5 players, 5 friends make this run, which they literally did. This was the dream run for this guard lineup full of friends who have actually stuck together, and you want that. You say you want that, and you have the power to make it happen and give them a new org, but instead you're saying for this particular instance, it just doesn't make sense, but it might in the future because of the fact that their org made them free agents. This wasn't a decision made by the players by any means. Second solution we considered was promoting the runner-up M80. However, that would also create questionable precedents. The point of Ascension is to reward performance, and as great and talented as M80 is, qualifying a team that didn't win the tournament defeats the purpose. Promotion is earned in-game, not out of it. What do you mean by precedence? Like, this is a one-off situation where the first team, you're not allowing them in. You're not allowing the 5 players in, and then you're just saying by default, well, we didn't allow the 5 players in because we want them to be free agents the whole way through, right? This is like a one-off case. We just can't let them have it. And then you're also saying, oh, but the second place team, they didn't actually win it, so we can't give it to them either. I feel like it's a cop-out for this third option where they eventually go with, oh yeah, we're just going to promote neither team. And there were so many responses of recommendations. And as I read this through, it does not make any sense to me at all. You have such a crazy one-off situation where the organization is screwing over these players and not giving them a shot that they have well-deserved and earned. How do you, as Riot Games, who is in control, you have the power and you have the community backing and backlash, no matter what you do, if it helps these 5 players, everyone and their mom in the community will agree they deserve a shot somehow, some way, whether it's giving them their own spot, whether it's having a Riot own spot for a time being for those 2 years that the players play under your banner for minimum salaries and whatever it might be, or allowing a different organization, even give onus to M80, give M80 the chance if they want to sign these players and take that spot. I think they're most deserving of it and of that recognition. I think it sucks for the M80 players still, but the roster technically already dropped. So there's other options here of what could be done. You as Riot are in control, and there have been so many responses out there of just where I'm coming from too. I don't understand how this is what you land on. The fact that the players get screwed, then M80 gets screwed, and then just no team gets promoted. It's a waste. People like Nerf saying your first point is disregarded by the statement. You end with your second. Promotions are earned in-game, not out of it. The guard players earn their spot in-game. Allow them to find another organization. A really unique idea from Infamous, as he says, open up the Riot wallet. Let them compete as free agents for the next 2 seasons under a Riot-owned guest slot. Riot operates this team for the next 2 years that it has to. You guys seriously didn't consider this? Disappointed. Then you had Rod or Slasher going after Kroenke because thanks to the franchise leagues and Bobby Kotick, all of esports is struggling right now. You had Toast asking the real questions of, does this mean there will be 2 teams promoted next year in Ascension to keep up with other leagues, or is this just going to be America behind the whole time? And just countless other people not understanding how you come to this decision. And given the public backlash, you look through the quote tweets, you look through the responses. I dare you guys to try and find a prominent figure out there or a well-liked response that was somehow siding with Riot in their decision making of how this came to be. You have so many chances right now to become as well-liked as Valorant has been over the past few years now. You have a decision to make that, based off community feedback, is so clear and open. No matter what decision you make, if it is anything besides that 0 teams get promoted, you will have people praising you for making this decision based off community feedback and adjusting as is. As it should be. You hold all of the power in this decision, and there are players getting screwed over, and it's out of their say, it's out of their hands that you can rectify the situation still. 100%. What do you guys think Riot should do? What should be done? There are so many potential solutions, and I think any solution is better than no team getting anything from this, right? Till next time, what do you guys think? Drink up. We'll see you guys back here soon. Okay, bye.